Hello and welcome to a quick video where I'll be showing some gameplay while talking about the love for my feral druid. Now I have only been playing feral druid since Burning Crusade day 1, but I did also play a bit in vanilla, so I would say I have kinda, I don't really know it early on, but I still have some gear from Echo 40 and 20 and stuff like that, but my knowledge is pretty much just from Burning Crusade day 1 and to now. Feral Druid is amazing and you should really just consider playing one. And it's not just for PvE, it's also for PvM. The main thing I will first mention is the movement speed. So if you have a level 100 Druid right now, you are technically the fastest moving player of pretty much all classes. You have so many nice movement speeds and ways to just increase your speeds, along with the stealth that doesn't get the reduced movement speed at level 100 with a perk, that you pretty much just move the fastest you can, which makes for very good speed clears in stuff like, say you're farming raids like I am right now, or maybe just doing mount runs in 5-man dungeons, anything like that. It just makes for an amazing way to grind super fast. And now the second thing I would like to mention is that I'm also playing a Night Elf, which gets the best racial in the game, and yes, I did say the best racial in the game, and that is Shadow Meld. Anyone who's tried to world PvP knows what a feral druid or any druid plus night elf can do. They can't be ganked in world PvP, and they can often even get to escape places where you can't mount up. The combination of flight form plus shadow melt is 10/10. It is simply I had so much fun over the years with that ability, and it's even very useful in world PvP where you don't want to escape being harmed or whatever. You can actually use it as an offensive ability as well. So say the attacker you're ganking or whatever is knockbacking you, you just shadow melt, go into flight form, and then fly straight back at him. This is really useful for, say, a hunter that is also using deterrence or something like that, where he kinda needs to get away from you, but you just use shadow melt and then go into flight form, and then you can charge or leap, whatever, as you are in flight form, and you basically just waste 1 or 2 seconds, a few global cooldowns to get to him again. And that is just there's just so much fun to be had with that. Now the third thing I would like to mention is that we have amazing solo abilities. Not as good as, say, at Blood Death Knight, I guess, but still we are one of the 3 best solo classes in the game at least. I have beforehand soloed a lot of hard things. I had done older when that was kinda hard, not the full clears or whatever, but still quite a big part of older. And I have done some other things like TUT, the tournament solo, when that was pretty hard. Now this was like back in Cataclysm, so this is many years ago, but back then I really pushed the limit of how much I could solo as a feral druid, just for fun. And let me tell you, feral druids are excellent solos. They just have so much abilities and cooldowns, and if you can't manage to do stuff as DPS, you can always just go tank. And as tank, you obviously get all the benefits of survival, but then you also get some self-healing, and other cooldowns works a little different and whatnot. It's just great solo class, especially if you just want to push yourself and do something really hard. I don't know what's really hard nowadays. It could be world bosses in Mr. Pandaria or something like that. You might need to solo nowadays. But yeah, there's not that much content that is being soloed right now that is like worth it, I guess. But yeah. I would also like to mention another thing now, the fourth thing, Uh, Feral druids scare a lot of people because they hear it's a really hard class to play, and that was true back in Wrath of Lich King. Even if you were a seasoned raider doing heroic modes as it was back then, you wasn't necessarily always playing that well, even if you felt like you were good at it, because the skill cap was just insane back then in Wrath of Lich King. I'm not gonna go into details about this because this is totally boring, but I'll just say that even I, who were playing pretty okay in Wrath of Lich King, not the best, but still okay, was never gonna get really good at it because it was an incredibly hard rotation, and definitely the hardest rotation of any classes back in Wrath of Lich King. But I would say since Mr. Pandaria, and especially in Warlords of Draenor, the rotation has gotten more smoother. It has gotten, I wouldn't say a lot easier, but still it has gotten so easy by now that I would say that if you have played another melee class, you should be easily able to do good DPS and understand mechanics within a few hours on level 100 using Feral Druid from scratch. If you're just boosting in it or whatever, it doesn't take a long time to learn the rotation. And anywho, did you just see how fast I cleared this raid now? Now there's only one dude left, and now I'm going to show a way you might not think that's possible to kill this last boss really fast, hopefully. Just a good tip here: if you're gonna be soloing Cataclysmal raids, you're gonna have to get a unused trinket, and especially a PvP trinket, because they have a 1 minute cooldown, which means they are pretty much always up for every boss fight, and that makes for a really good way to clear bosses super fast, and especially for the boss we're about to do now, cause yeah, I'll just enjoy the kill. But yeah, I'll just kind of summarize now. Feral Druids, amazing for solo speed, amazing for grind. They are the fastest grinders in the game of any specs. Yes, I said the fastest. And I have played many other classes in World of Warcraft, but I don't really believe that any classes is faster to grind solo. And then they also have really good survival, and they're just so much fun because they can both tank and DPS. So if you ever get bored of the complex melee rotation, you just go tanking. And by the way, Feral Druid tanking is the easiest ever. It's ridiculously easy, almost too easy. But yeah, that's another, what can you say, another thing for later.
Beware.
And let's see if I made it. And as you see now with my hands dead, and I even got a new record with, I don't know, a few milliseconds. Yeah, 5 milliseconds faster than my old record. That's always fun, getting a new record when you're trying to perfect a kill. But yeah, try a Feral Druid. As I already told, it has at least a few things that make it the best class in the game for some things, especially movement. You're just gonna love how fast it is to run around and just do stuff. But yeah, I hope you found this useful, and maybe you will play a Feral Druid yourself. So yeah, goodbye.